Okay, let's see. So we're going to be doing we're going to be creating like a different head in this tutorial, but I'm not going to be starting from scratch. I'm going to be using one of the head planes in here. So you go to your lightbox head planes. So I'm going to use this as a base. Head plane male. So let's start with the male. I'll use no for this. Okay, so we have this in here already. Okay, this is already a dynamo shape. I believe dynamo should still be on in here. Let's see. Yes, on, that's fine. That's fine, we can work with that. Let me just do a few tests and see what we have. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we can work with perspective turned on. Perspective should be turned on for this. Let's look at perspective turned on. Probably even go to the document settings. It should be under draw. The camera settings, let's use 85mm lens. Now just crank this up a bit more. Somewhere around 5 should be fine. Okay, something like this should work just fine with perspective turned on. Okay, so now we're going to try to recreate this, just to create this head model in here. Okay, so let's get started. Let me just push this around this side. Okay, so making sure symmetry is turned on, which it is, that's completely fine. Let me see if my brush will compass. Okay, that's fine. I'll turn off the floor. I don't need the floor to be visible. So now I'll start by kind of smoothing some of this out. Smoothing out some of this. Let me take down the smooth brush. Smooth down some of this out a bit more. Okay. So first things first, I'd like to kind of block out. Let me just get a closer view on this. Let me block out where the nose should be first. Something like this. Kind of capture the angle in there and smooth this out. So I'm mostly just going to be working in here. Mostly just going to be working. If you pay close attention, you'll be able to follow along. So I'm just trying to dig in where the nose fish should be. Use the move brush to kind of get this inwards a bit more. Like so. With the move to kind of push this out. I need to change this to them standard brush. Let me eliminate this a bit more. That was way too intense. With them standard brush. Just kind of carve out where this should be and smooth that out a bit more. And with the move tool, so I need to kind of push this, can I move to kind of push this inwards. Should come out a bit more. I need to kind of fill this up. Now having some kind of separation in there. Maybe let me even do a Dynamash. Let me just Dynamash this. Okay, that's fine. So now we have more resolution to work with. Let me smooth this out first, and I'll just fill this up like so. Maybe that's way too much though. I need to push this back inwards and smooth this out. So at least we're kind of established something for the nose. Though it's not completely there though, but at least we have something for the nose now. Maybe even tilt this one. Tilt this a bit forward. Okay. Let me smooth this out a bit more. Kind of use them standard brush, kind of carve something in here and smooth that out. Feel the nose still feels bigger than it should be. So I need to kind of push this back in like so. Okay, so let's see if we can create something for the lips. Let's have something in there for the lips. Okay, let me just push this inward like so. Okay, now use the dem standard brush to carve out something for the lips, something around here like so. Okay, way too much. Let me take down the brush size and carve it out again. Okay, something like this should be fine. Then carve out underneath these parts and smooth that out. Need to have a better transition around this, something like this. For the nose, I need to push the nose backwards a bit more. Let me kind of check this from the side view. This one should be somewhat like so. Okay. Probably even need to even raise the lips a bit higher. Okay, so around here should be fine. Let's carve out this indentation around the eye, just to have something in there. So I'm using the dem standard brush to kind of do that. Something like so. I'm more or less just mapping things out where they should be before adding some more details in there. So I'm guessing for the lips now, I need to kind of do something in there just to make it feel more just make it feel more visible. Just make it feel more visible. Let me push it this way to have more space to work with. So I'm holding down Alt, maybe a bit higher. It should be somewhere around here. So around here should be fine. Still holding down Alt, and I'll do something around here too. And I'll use the standard brush. Kind of add some thickness around there. Maybe I should even use the clay builder brush. But let me just Dynamash again. Now I've lost some resolution. Let me just fill this up like so. We need to fill this up even more. So with them standard brush, I'm going to add this fold around here. So let me just it should be something like this. That goes across like so. This is more like a placeholder now. So we can keep it like a placeholder and just move this out around here. Now use the clay builder brush. Take the clay builder brush to kind of build on top of that, and still following the transition that comes with it. Okay, around here also. Now just smooth that down. Okay, so also we need to have something around here too, like most of this fat tissue around the face. We need some of this around here also. Now just smooth this out. Like our smooth is even way too intense. Something like this, smooth this out also. So let's kind of block out something for the eyes. And smooth that back in. Just to have a better transition around there. And I can use my them standard brush. Something like so. I need to take off this stroke. It's called lazy mouse rather. That is way too intense. Smooth that out. Smooth all of this in. So I'm kind of smoothing all of this out just to have a better transition around it. I'm eliminating most of those head planes. Okay, smooth that out. So let's check this a side view for this. Yeah, yes, let's use this other side. Okay. Let me smooth out some of these planes. Okay. Smooth this back down. See, this part is coming out way too much. Let me just push this back in and smooth this out. Let's kind of get something at least good enough for the eyes. So I'll do a Dynamatch for this. I think I'm going to even import a eye mesh, a sphere in there, just to act as a guide. It's going to help me do this properly. Let me use the transparency so I can kind of get this in place. I think around there should be fine. Then I can kind of wrap the eye model around it. Okay. Let me then standard brush kind of carve out this inner lining. Okay, something like this should be fine. And I'll use the move tool to kind of wrap this around this even more. Like so should be fine. With the stream dynamic brush, I can just blend this back in like so and smooth this out. Same for the top parts and smooth that out. Then I can mirror the eyes to the other side. Okay, that's fine. Smooth that in. Yeah, it seems fine for now. So you kind of make this a bit more obvious. We just keep refining it until we have something good enough. Let's check this from the side view. Let's kind of feel round this up. Let's round this up like so. Okay. That's way too intense. I need to kind of let me flesh this out even more and smooth this back down like so. Now I've lost some details for the nose, so I'll just kind of draw that out again. We're still a far way off, but we'll just keep working on this until we have something good enough. Let me take up the smooth intensity a bit more. I need to fix this part of the eye. Probably we will need more subdivision level. Kind of flesh this out. Now use my then standard brush. I think I need to turn off lazy mouse for this. Okay. Let's kind of make this wrap around it a bit more. So around here should be fine. Holding out and kind of digging in here a bit more and smooth that out. Once you kind of get the eye in place, it kind of gives it a better, it gives gives your model a bit more character to it. Seeing the nose still needs a bit of work. Okay. This part feels too deep, but that's fine. Let's just keep working on it. I need to kind of block out something in here also. Let's see if we can find it in here. Okay. Need to be more precise around here. Let's smooth that out. Now use the move brush and kind of push this inwards. So let's kind of block out some of the landmark. Let's block out another landmark we can find in there. I see something that goes across down here. So let's kind of fill that in. So I'll use the clay builder brush. Just kind of do something like so. Now spoon this back down. Okay. Maybe let's eliminate some of these sharp edges we have in here. Let's eliminate most of these sharp edges. And this part feels too deep. So we can use our clay builder brush to kind of fill up some of this a bit more. Now just smooth that down like so. It's there but not very aggressive. So let's use our dem standard brush again to kind of carve. Now this brush is way too sharp. The intensity is way too much. So something like this. No, probably not. Let me do it again. Something that goes across in here like so. Something like that should be fine. So I'm just trying to fix up the eye a bit more. Okay, let's smooth this out. Kind of get something in there. So I'm using the clay builder brush now, kind of build something like this around here. Now smooth that back down. Probably even more. Okay, then standard brush right in the center, something like this. Let me smooth this out also and fill up this region, something like this, and just smooth that out at the edge. It should be like an indentation around here. Smooth that down. And the smooth brush is just way too intense. Let me kind of create something in here and fill up some of this and just smooth that down. Okay, this cut should still be a bit more intense, like so. Let me take down the brush size. I also need to kind of max, let me max this part. Let me use the max lasso. Let me use the max lasso and kind of max, because I want this to be a bit tighter. Something like, now invert the selection. Now use the move brush to kind of push this closer. Something like this should be fine. Okay, at least we're beginning to get something out of this now. Except for, it's supposed to be like an indentation around here too. So I'm using the them standard brush. So let me just find a good angle for this. Something around here. Let me just find a good angle for this. So I'll use the standard brush holding Alt, kind of create that indentation around here. The indentation shouldn't be this broad though. Something like this should be fine. Now blend this back down, like so. You can see how this fold kind of continues down here. So I'm going to try and recreate that also. Let me use my them standard brush to kind of carve. Okay, it's there already, so I'll just use the clay builder brush. Try to carve out something like this. Now smooth this down. Smooth this down on the edge. Something like this should be fine. Maybe fill it up a bit more in here and smooth this down. That part still feels way too intense. I need to kind of create an indentation around here, so I'm going to use the same standard brush rather. Kind of create. Let me do this from this angle instead. Kind of create something that goes in here like so. Now smooth this down. Okay. I think I need to push the eye backwards even more, a bit closer to the eyeball. Now the angle feels a bit off. Let me kind of max out just the bottom parts. I invert the max and I'll push this outward. Something like this should be fine. Okay. I need to create an indentation in here, like so, and I'll smooth this out. Okay. Let's work a bit more on the forehead. So we should be having something like so. Let me use the clay builder brush instead. Just give it a better transition around there. And kind of smooth this out even more. Maybe fill this up. And just smooth that out. I think seem to have lost what we have in here. So I'm just kind of reenact that again. So I'll use the dem standard brush. Let's see what we have in here, like so. Okay, it should be like something like this. Then this part should be inwards a bit more. Okay. We obviously need to kind of add some more resolution for these lips. Let me max out the bottom part of the lips. Kind of focus a bit more on the upper parts. Okay. For the nose, push this backward some more, outward like so. Smooth this out. the them standard brush, kind of carve out something around here. Okay. Let me look at this eye from another view, like from this view. I need to raise this out a bit more. You can see how some part of this is missing. Some of this is missing around here. Like, it needs to be some more fleshiness around here, I believe. That kind of wraps around the eye. Now smooth that down. Maybe we use the standard brush and kind of add indentation around here. But that's way too deep. Take down the size and do another indentation around here. Like this should be fine. Okay. I'm kind of make this nose a bit sharper at the edge, at the top edge. Something like this. Yeah, something like that should be fine. I think to smooth most of this back down. Maybe even use the them standard brush and kind of carve out where that should be. And smooth that down by a lot. So with the move brush, let me hide some of this. With the move brush, I need to kind of make this feel more angled. Okay. Let me smooth this out even more. Kind of erase all this sharp edge. Let me go all the way and smooth all of this out. Okay. This part needs a bit more fleshiness. But let me start by using the move brush and push this in and raise this out a bit more. With the move brush, I'll just this jawline kind of make it a bit thinner, like so. Okay. Let's kind of have something around here. With the smooth brush, I'll just smooth this out, like so. Smooth that out. It only needs to be slightly visible. Okay, kind of create that sagginess around here, and just slightly smooth that out. This part, no, not that way, not that way. Let's see. I think I need to create something in here. So the dem standard brush, more of like an S. I think I'm going to use standard dem standard brush here, dem standard brush, more like something like so, around the. I think the smooth brush is way too intense. Let me use the clay brush and just fill up these parts and slightly smooth this out. Okay, no, I'm not supposed to use that clay brush anymore for that region. I think just this should be fine, and I'll just smooth it out. It still feels too sharp though. Let me even use the clay builder brush and just kind of follow that transition, the directionality of it, and then just smooth that out. No, that seems to mess everything up. Let me just go back. I think I went high way too much. Something like this. The more time we spend on this, the more we can refine it to our liking. I think with them standard brush, it should be like something like this instead. Something is missing in here. So let's kind of find. Let me start by smoothing this out first. And the eye should be a bit tilted down like so. The move brush should be tilted down like this instead. You can get a better view on this. I need to max out this lower part. Kind of get the direction of the eye to feel right. Okay. Let me blur out the marks a bit more with the move brush. Can move this down like so. Invert that selection, raise this up. Okay, I think something like this feels a bit better than it was before. Maybe from this angle we can do a better job. for this. Okay, and that's fine. So with them standard brush, can carve out some of these lines around here. We have something in here also. Okay, so in this part you kind of sit closer like this. I'm going to even widen up the nose a bit more. Okay, we're not really going for exactly the way it is in the reference image. We just want to get something that feels more human like. We're not really going for perfection in there. So we'll just try as much as possible to fill up what we can find. Any shape we can find in there, we just fill that up. Let me use the them standard brush and kind of carve something in here and smooth this out. Use the clay builder brush, kind of fill something in there and smooth it out. Okay. With them standard brush, I noticed something in here, so let me just see if I can create that. Yeah, this one needs to have the flow in here does not really feel right, and this part feels way too deep. But we're still going to fill that up though. So let's kind of use the move brush to kind of, I need to max out these parts and blur the marks a bit more. Kind of get a transition like so. This one should be a bit higher like this, and this one should fall around here like so. Maybe we use the standard brush and kind of make this even obvious. Smooth that out. Let's build something in here. I'll just smooth this out, just to have a better transition in there. That feels way too aggressive though. We'll take this down a bit more. Smooth that out. Okay, probably still we need to do a bit more in there. Kind of use the dem standard brush to add more depth in there and just smooth that out. Just smooth that out. And we obviously need to kind of fill this up. This feels way too deep. So I'm going to use, maybe I'm going to use the clay builder brush. Just kind of do some kind of rounded motion around there. Then smooth that out. Something like this. Yeah, something like this should be fine. Then we can now use the dem standard brush. Maybe I can even go, okay, yeah, I missed this part, so let's kind of carve that in. Well, at least now we have something in there that feels more an older guy's face, except for the ears that need a bit more work though. I've not even touched the ears at all. So now I'm seeing some kind of silhouette in here. You can see the silhouette in here. So this part is more pushed inwards a bit more. So let me kind of get that silhouette in there. So I'm going to use the move brush, kind of push this inwards like so. Smooth this out. Let's get a better transition around here. We need to have better transition around here. So I'm just pushing this out a bit more. Yeah, something like this should be fine. From the side view, it's going to have some kind of depth in here. So I'm going to use the standard brush. The main point of this is just to be really patient with the process. If you are patient enough with the process, you should have something that looks good at the end of the day. Because at some point, you just feel like you don't even know what you are doing. But just keep working on it. Just keep working on it. After some time, you notice that it's beginning to feel more refined, and you're beginning to get something that looks good enough to work with. The more time you spend on it, the more the work gets more refined, and then the more you have better results. Okay, maybe from this view we can kind of average things out in here. So I'm going to use the move brush now. I'm going to use the move brush to kind of push this down some more, something like this. And I'll fill this part up. Let me smooth this out first, and I'll use the clay builder brush, kind of do some kind of light filling here. Now smooth this back down. Maybe we use them standard brush instead to have a more precise results. Then use the clay builder brush and just smooth that back down. Let's see if there's any other thing we can do in here to make it feel slightly better. Okay. Okay, I think we're actually in a good place. This is actually a good place. Let's see what else we are missing that we can just quickly add. Okay, around here, I need to kind of let me use the dim standard brush and kind of make this a bit deeper. Then I will use but let me kind of mark this lower part out a bit more. I don't want that part to be affected, so I'm going to use the trim dynamic brush now and kind of, let me mark this part out also. So I'm going to use the trim dynamic brush now and kind of smooth this down. Should be a bit smoothed down. Let's see if we can, let's go one subdivision level higher. Let's go one subdivision level higher on this. So I'll just do we'll have something in here we can fill. Now the reason why it feels very the same is because we did not break symmetry on this. So we're still kind of working symmetrically on this. So that's why I've noticed most of the face looks very symmetrical. But naturally, you're not supposed to have like this kind of symmetrical kind of face to it. So let's just go one subdivision level. Okay, let's just pick something for the ear. You shouldn't just leave the ear hanging the way it is. So let's just pick something for the ear. Let's get something going for the ear. I think this is the other ear. This angle we're supposed to use. So I'll smooth all of this back out a bit more. Maybe while I'm here, I can just do something in here also. That's way too much. Okay, that's way too intense. Something like this. Probably something like this also around here. Then I use the clay builder brush, just kind of add some kind of fat pads around around these parts. Then let me take down the smooth brush and just blend that back into the skin. Make it more intense around here. I'm not trying to make the head not feel too symmetrical. Now just smooth this back in, kind of breaking up the surface of that skull. So something like this should be fine. And this part needs to be smooth, blended back in a bit more. Now it feels way too much here, so let me kind of compensate for it. Okay, something like this should be fine. Okay, just kind of breaking up the surface even more. Let me max out, I think this part, let me max out this part of the eye. This part needs to go down a bit more. To push this down like so. Okay. We obviously need more. We obviously need more topology to kind of hold that though. But let's kind of do something for the ears. Let's get something going for the ears. Oh, we might need a lot of resolution for this to kind of hold this. We need some resolution to hold this. Just trying to get something to look at least let's just have something in there for the ear. Okay. No, though it won't look perfect though, but let's just have at least something that looks like a ear. At least something that looks like a ear at least. I think we might just call this down for now. I think this should be close enough to having something that looks like a ear. Okay. So let's just go to maybe one subdivision level higher. So I'll just do like a looking at this pattern, I think I'll just use the move brush, push this down and smooth this out a bit more. But I'm basically trying to exaggerate some of the forms so it feels more human like. Basically trying to exaggerate some of the forms. So let me just go to one level higher. So Control D to go to one subdivision level higher. And let's see if we can, no, that's way too intense. So let's see if we can just refine this and make it feel a bit better. So we'll just try and make it feel at least slightly better, but still exaggerating the form so we can actually see what is affected in there. This lower part of the lips still needs to have some more fleshiness to it. I think that should kind of do something at least. Let's kind of add some wrinkles for the eyes. Yeah, I think I kind of like that. Something like this should be fine. Maybe go to a lower subdivision level with the them standard brush. Kind of holding down Alt can carve out something like so for the sides, just to give it a bit more depth in there. So with them standard brush, let's kind of add some, smooth this out, add some fleshiness around the ear, just to tighten that, so it kind of feels like it's covering that part. Something like so should be fine. Holding Alt, kind of dig in there like so, just to flatten it. Yeah, something like that should be fine. Using them standard brush, I'll just carve something in here and smooth this out. Use the clay builder brush and kind of build around. No, that's way too intense. Kind of build something around there and smooth it out like so. So I kind of add some wrinkles now for the under part of the eye. There's still a lot of details you can still fix in here though. But the idea here is just to get something, that feels like a human head or human character in there. You can see how some of this extends out even more. So with them standard brush, kind of add this fleshiness around there. Now, the traditional flow of these wrinkles are not correct, because it's supposed to be a bit somewhat something like this. Yeah, something like so should be fine. Something like this. Ah, no, not, it's not there yet. So we need to kind of make sure it kind of sags around here. It should kind of sag around here. Yeah, something like this. Kind of make it a bit saggy around there. Okay. Even just extend it out like so. This is just like extra wrinkle detailing on top of it, just to make it come to life a bit more. Now I'm doing this symmetrically because we're not really spending so much time to kind of make it look perfect. So let me turn off symmetry now though. Kind of add a bit more around there. And this part of the nose needs to be a bit rounded, so we're going to smooth this out a bit more like so. Kind of add some fleshiness around here and smooth that out. Then with the them standard brush, can just add something here. So let's kind of add some of all these wrinkle details we can find. Kind of make it feel more defined. So this part is just way, just kind of fill this part up a bit more. So let me just use the clay builder brush and just fill this part like so. I'll just leave the other, okay, let me fill the other part also. like so. Now we can be a bit more precise in here by filling this up, smoothing that out, kind of get the transition around there in here also. Now kind of smooth this out, kind of making sure you kind of have a broken up symmetrical form around there. So it shouldn't feel the same on both sides. Maybe on the other side also add more, give them standard brush, add more wrinkle detail. Maybe even flesh this one out some more, just to break up the uniformity of it. So I'm working out of symmetry now. Let's carve this in. Okay. Now let's do something more interesting. So to kind of break up the uniformity of the nose, we can use the move brush. You can actually use the move brush and just, this works like all the time. Just move this to the side and use the clay brush. Kind of add more like an indentation around here and just smooth that out. Just to make the nose feel a bit not too symmetrical. Let me just push this back in like so. I'm trying to break up the uniformity of the nose. So maybe I won't use the damn standard brush and kind of carve something in here just to make this feel more exaggerated. Okay, you can even use the clay build-up brush and fill up something like so and smooth it out so it feels slightly uneven. Okay, let me just raise this up like so. Maybe for the jaw, yes, we have something, you definitely have something in here. This one even needs to even go up a bit higher. This needs to go up a bit higher, so I'll just kind of raise this up. I want to do this symmetry turned on. Kind of raise this up, something like so. Then use the damn standard brush. Carve out, go out of symmetry, obviously. Then carve out something like this. Symmetry turned on, kind of make the lip feel a bit thicker. So going out of symmetry again with the damn standard brush, can do something like so. And I'm just kind of make this part feel uneven, so I can just add some more flesh to one side while ignoring the other side. Something like this. So if I go up, so we have something like this now. Now the ears are far from being done though, but just to, we just need to just make it feel like it's a year. We're not really trying to do something extremely important in there. just to create something that feels like an illusion of a year being there. Okay, I think this is fine. I think we came a long way with this. We actually did come a long way with this. Maybe go to a lower subdivision level, and I'll just kind of have some kind of triangular pattern around the holding us. So I'm out of symmetry though. I'm doing this out of symmetry, which is fine. And I'll go to the other side. Maybe even make this side a bit fleshy. And I'll just smooth this down. Smooth this down. Let me kind of compensate for it so it doesn't feel way too off. I'll smooth that down. Okay. Probably need more depth around here. So let me use the standard brush and push this inwards with symmetry turned on. Something like this should be fine. Okay, so I think we can call this done. We'll kind of change this off from just a normal regular head plane. Kind of make this look more a bit more interesting than from his original shape. May have some more fleshiness around here. Okay, so if I should just do a let's do a shift S on this. So just have these two views on the side like so. So I can actually check this from another view. Yeah, something like this is fine.